On this episode of the Bozo podcast, the boys talk about their middle school days, Nathan is in a different state, and Dan says goodbye to an entire party multiple times. Welcome to the Bozo Show!
Dude, where are you?
I'm in
what
Missouri.
Are you doing?
Help. I'm in Missouri.
Why the hell are you in Missouri? What is in Missouri? Why are you there?
100 years, Dan. We have a farm, apparently. My long-lost family members in Missouri have had a farm for 100 years.
Are you doing farm work?
I did ride a tractor. Did I send you that?
No.
I rode a tractor. Pull it up.
Very secretive about your vacation in Missouri.
Yeah, apparently I was told it was a farm, and so I was expecting like a bunch of classic farm stuff. I got there. There's like 6 or 7 houses on this huge lot, and there's a sign when you go in there that says my last name compound, the compound. And I don't know if we want to. I don't know if, do we include my last name? Is that
we could bleep it if you really want to, but
sure. For now, bleep it, and then in the future, if you subscribe to the Patreon, uncensored edition.
So your family owns this farm? Is this like real? Like you got like long lost generations?
Yeah, it's real. It's not like long and lost. It's just I'm never. I guess I've been there once before when I was like 6, like once.
Do you know the people that live there and like own it?
No. I mean, like they have the same last name as us, and we know they're related. But like, everyone there was a stranger to me. I knew none of them. I didn't know who was who.
Did your mom know them? Was it like, oh, cousin, whatever?
No, it was on my dad's side, but my dad knew them. My dad knew half of them.
Okay, so they are some sort of family relation. It's not just like a random person with the similar last name. There is some sort of connection there.
We weren't just like, hey, let's just go to this random place. But I don't know. They're all strangers to me. I don't know what's going on. So we went to the compound. Where I guess
so it used to be. You just pulled up a distant family then. That's pretty
much very distant family. And I gotta learn about the history that my family has in Missouri. And I'll say Missouri's very, very beautiful. You know, it's a lot like it's honestly not too different from Austin. Very lush, very green. Remember when we used to live up in Jarrell where there'd be like cows and stuff? Like it kind of reminded me of Jarrell. Just big, just Jarrell for miles and miles and miles and miles and miles of Jarrell.
It reminds me of Arkansas. Arkansas is like Jarrell times a million. That's all it is. It's awful. Do you think your family owned slaves?
I'm gonna say no. No,
I mean, I guess there's no way of knowing, right? You gotta do some sort of what is it? The one where you spit in a cup and you send it in the mail.
Oh,
and
yeah.
do your DNA. What are those things called?
23andMe or
yeah,
23andMe. That's what it is.
It's 23 because of the 23 chromosomes, Nathan.
I got 21. What can I say? Sorry.
You eat wood chips and drink piss hot water out of the water fountain, so that
there's
checks
nothing
out.
wrong with that. Don't even bring up old stuff. All right, let
weird,
old dogs lie.
bro.
It's not weird. It's good.
I didn't
healthy.
give enough of a reaction to that when we did the other podcast, last week's podcast. But I was editing the short, and I was like, "What the fuck? This kid's fucking freaky."
And it's all true. It's all true. Not a cent of it was a lie.
Jesus, oh my god. So what have you been doing? Just farming or what?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, most of it's just been eating because man, you just go from barbecue place to barbecue place. I've been eating like a true red-blooded American. I'll say that.
And you're
That's
a big
for sure.
meat guy. You don't know what this. Nathan's diet is like exclusively meat.
Especially on this trip. This trip we went from. I think I've had the most meat diet this time because I probably had ribs every day. I think I've had ribs every day.
What the fuck? Well, you know, there's great barbecue places here.
Oh, no, there definitely are. I'll say one place is that we went, my parents, when they flew into Kansas. And so the area that we like had our land is like a 3-hour drive from Kansas. And so on that way down from Kansas that we were driving, my parents made a point to, I guess they tracked down where Guy Fieri stopped to review stuff, and they're like, we want to go to this Guy Fieri spot in the random Missouri, like random middle of nowhere, Missouri.
Diners, drive-ins, and dives, like straight out of the fucking show. What the hell?
It was BB's Barbecue, and I'll say that was really good. And you can, the way that you can order it is you can order it where it's just like $75, and it's just all the meat that they have, just like a little bit of everything.
Like a little tasting tray. You get like a little bit of rib, a little bit of steak, a little bit of fucking, I don't know, what other meats they got?
They had sausages, they had pork, they had, we just got it, we ate it, and then anything that we didn't finish, we just put in a bag, and then ate when we finished driving.
Damn.
It's good, though. Dude, we should go explore barbecue places in Texas, that's what I'm saying.
Dude.
Hear me out.
There's so many good ones I know about, but I haven't been to, because I've only had barbecue once since moving to Texas. It's been like 2.5 years. I've only had it once.
How's that even possible? I don't even understand. It's Texas.
It doesn't come to mind. It's like when I think of like food places to go, it's like breakfast sandwiches spots and Italian places in New York. You know, there's no fucking barbecue spots. So then down here, it's like, oh, I guess I'll just go to Chipotle or In-N-Out or McDonald's again. You know,
dude, I'm looking for goddamn barbecue places. Take me anywhere with barbecue. If it's on the menu, I'm ordering it.
All the really good ones are south of the river in Austin. Like there's a lot at the more south you go, like in San Marcos and New Braunfels and stuff. There's like really fucking good ones, but there's only a couple that are like decent, like right next to Austin. As far as I know, I'm not a local.
We should do like our own drivers dive-ins. I don't even remember what it's called. We should do that.
A drivers dive-ins or drive-throughs, dine-ins. You got me fucked up now. I forgot it.
Sorry, my bad. But we should do Guy Fieri.
Diners, drive-ins, and dives. That's what it is. Diners, drive-ins, and dives. Dude, that's not a bad idea, actually.
Have you been missing me, Dan?
I've been missing you?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm not good at communicating over text messages and messaging stuff. And because we've created this soul bond together of doing this channel, I have to communicate with you, and it's irking me, because usually I like to just go and be like, Nathan, knock, knock, knock. Please, I have footage for you, Mr. Bear.
I feel like half the time that you do end up knocking, I'm like halfway asleep. I'm just like, hi, dang.
You're sleepo, and then you're like, what the fuck? What do you want? And then I'm like, discussion, content. And you're like, okay.
Yeah. Dan's like the source of 90% of my anxiety, because anytime I hear a knock on the door, especially when I'm sleeping, like that's what wakes me up. I'm like, wait.
Jesus.
That's just Dan.
I don't want to hear that. That makes me feel bad.
No, it's fine, because it's always good news. You're what is it called? It's like trial by fire. You're getting rid of my trauma through blunt force and content.
Well, hey, it's just here's what'll happen, right? I have a lot of motivation for our channel and keep going. I'm doing the daily shorts and they're doing pretty well. So I'm like locked in. I'm like ready to fucking get shit done. But eventually I'm going to crash and burn, and then it'll flip to you to have to motivate me. So we're going to have this ebb and flow, or where right now I'm like, Nathan, let's do it. Let's get it. And I'm knocking on your door, and then eventually I'm going to be like taking naps every day after work and not want to do shit. And you're going to be like, hey, did you do that? And I'll be like, oh, no, I'll do it now.
Be prepared for tomorrow when I get back home. I'm going to be crashing for like a day or two, because I'm having to. Yeah.
Can we record the gaming video tomorrow night then?
Yeah, we can probably. I come back in at like 4 p.m., so I probably won't be back home until like 6. So probably when you get back home from work, but we can record that.
Yeah, but I'm also leakers. I'm also doing Off the Meds tomorrow. So I'm gonna be a guest on the show. So Tuesday night, that's what I'm doing. I don't know if they're doing anything else or how long it'll take or whatnot.
I'm probably helping you then, because Dan, or not obviously not you. Because
you're the producer.
Yeah, Seb agreed to pick me up. So I'm guessing that I'm guessing Seb's gonna pick me up and just take me to Six House to record.
Oh, that would be miserable. At least let me go home first and fucking like shower or something.
Nah, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. But I will say I'm definitely gonna be burnt out when I get back, just because I've been doing the vacation, but I haven't stopped any of the work that I've been doing. So I'm still doing the editing for the channel, and I'm in the middle of doing the work for the place that we both work at.
Yeah, my job, yeah.
And so I'm literally cramming everything in. Like, I'm like, please don't include me in plans today so I can sit down and record something.
Yeah, I'm slowly getting. Well, I had Connor edit a video for me for my main channel. It's the Another Crab's Treasure video, and I have been so busy. I got it on Saturday, or no, I got it on Friday night because we went over their house on Friday, which I have a whole weekend of events that I can tell you stories about. You missed a good weekend.
Oh yeah, you should definitely talk about that. I feel like I've already jumped the gun on all this Missouri stuff. I started deep dive. I talked about talked about all my tractor experience.
Yeah, but it's all family. You know, it's family stuff. Kind of like a little family getaway reunion type thing.
Yeah.
But I got the footage from Connor on Friday, and I legitimately still have not looked at it. I have not looked at his editing yet because I haven't had a moment to rest. Like Sunday was, I woke up late because I was super drunk the night before. And then the morning was spent like showering and eating and taking care of myself so that I would be prepared for my hockey game. And then I had to go early to my hockey game so I could get my skates sharpened beforehand. And then like at night I was editing a short for our channel.
How'd the hockey game go, Dan? You can't not include this.
We won 6-3, and I scored 2 goals and got an assist. And I also put one of my goals on Twitter because I figured out there was a camera in the hockey rink. It's pretty sick.
Wait, what?
There's this service called Live Barn, and because like a nickname for like a rink in hockey, like an ice rink, is called the Barn. So they call it Live Barn, and it's like a 24/7 like camera that just streams like the streams the rinks basically. So
yeah,
they have VODs footage for like from like 30 days I think ago, and then it gets deleted. But I just signed up for it, and then found I just was able to rewatch the game I played in yesterday, which was pretty sick. I've heard of it before, but I had no idea it was at the rink that I play at, so that was pretty dope. And then I got to clip my dirty dangle. It wasn't that good, but it was still like the first nice goal I've scored since playing ice hockey for the first time in 7 years. So
if I ever even tried playing ice hockey, it'd just be a compilation of me falling and being miserable.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I've been playing hockey since I was like 5 years old. So skating is basically just like walking. Like when we first met, or not first met, but like when I first started becoming friends with Scarlett and David, what we would do is they would convince me. I was in depression mode because I was living with a flooded roof in my apartment that winter, and then living in your living room, which I had no privacy. So I was a little mentally
you had privacy
afraid.
Sometimes, some days. Like every once in a while, there'd be like a little privacy wall, and then it'd fall down, and then I would just be like, "Hey, Dan," and I'd tackle you in your sleep.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I had anxiety. So I was
payback's a bitch.
I was in this depression mode, and Scarlett and David were like, "You got to come out with us. We're going roller skating on Thursday night. Come out." And it's just like, well, it's like, yes, I had a good time because I spent time with these new people and made really good friends that I'm still really good friends with today. But the problem with going roller skating is that to me it's like paying to walk around a track or something. You know what I mean? Because skating is second nature at this point in my life after playing hockey for like 20 years or whatever. So it's like paying for walking. It's like not even like, I think Wednesday night, I don't know if you're coming, but we're going to this roller skating function.
Oh, yes, I am. I actually do remember. Yeah, I am going.
Yeah, there's a private event that involves roller skating, and we're going on Wednesday night, and everyone's about to be terrible at skating, I bet, and then me and Noah are going to be like, "What's up?"
You and Noah really do just like, I feel like it's not fair. It's not fair. You guys are just gliding around the arena. Meanwhile, I'm fighting for my life.
I threw Noah in there because he's good enough, but he doesn't glide like I do. All right, he isn't. He's still.
I don't know. I feel like every time I remember that we went to the roller rink, he'd be all he does is just speed, going in circles.
He's comfortable, but he still like sticks his ass out and wobbles around. You know what I mean? But he's still pretty smooth. But me, it's like I'm just like standing straight back, laid back, just like it's like walking. It's not even.
What tricks do you have, Dan? Can you do like a pirouette? Can you do backwards skating?
Yeah, Yeah, I can do all that. We used to do like jumps over shit. We used to try to like jump as far as we can. Like on the ice rink, we'd go ice skating. It was a big hit in middle school. You go to the ice rink on Friday nights because everyone's going ice skating. It's like a 10 p.m.
Of course.
Public skating slot or something. All the middle schoolers pulling up. You know, that's where you pull the girls on Friday nights. But me being respectful to women, was playing tag with my friends on the ice who were all also hockey players. And sometimes we would just like do competitions where we see how far we can jump. So we get a lot of speed and try to like jump over the entire like, I don't know how to, like, it was basically like from the center dot of the left face off to the crease, which I know you have no idea what I'm talking about. Basically,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
But if you know, you know.
I see. If you know, you know, guys. Listen, it was very cool. When I was in middle school, all the girls thought I was so cool. I jumped kind of far, maybe, sorta. Did you ever eat any horror stories from that?
No, I'd never crashed and embarrassed myself. Although my friend broke his tailbone once. Not a hockey player, just a normal kid who didn't know how to skate, but he busted his ass and broke his tailbone, which was funny.
That's gonna happen to me, I swear. Then it's not gonna be funny. It's gonna be very sad.
He was like one of the kind to hold on to the boards the whole time, you know. But he was like, we were all like teasing him probably or something, and he was like, all right, I'll let go of the boards, and he started skating out into the open ice, and then just fucking ate shit. So,
wow, you bullied him into breaking his tailbone. That's
I mean, it probably wasn't me, because I was a really quiet kid in like middle school and early high school.
That's shocking. Very shocking indeed.
Listen, I had no Rizz, but I did know how to skate, and that impressed some ladies. So
I feel like I don't think you need to have a Rizz to talk a lot. If anything, I think I was overly talkative as a kid and got anti-Rizz because of that. Because I wouldn't shut up.
No, I just was like, I didn't know how to talk to either guys or girls. I was just quiet, pretty much. I would like only my close circle of friends and like Xbox friends and stuff, like when I'm gaming, was when I would like open up. But then at some point, I became a yapper. I don't know when it was.
I think I'd just be like,
dude, you see the most recent Jacksepticeye video? He played Goat Simulator again.
No, okay, that's. I think that's what it is. Okay, so I was like trying to like fit in with like the athletic popular crowd, but all my like passion and things I cared about was like gaming, and then like 75% gaming and YouTube and stuff like that, and then like maybe 25% sports and stuff. So I fit in on the 25%, but then like the other 75% of my personality was just not being shown. So then I would just stay quiet and not.
I don't even know what my friends in middle school were into. I can tell you like the most cringe thing that we've done, which was in middle school, there was a girl that me and my best friend at the time both liked. And she was a gamer, but probably like the most derogatory version of gamer, where
like slur saying gamer.
No, not that, but in the sense of she would go around and she maybe would be like, oh, what Undertale character are you? You know, she's like, you're a Sans and you're a Papyrus, and she'd be like, let's all be the characters today. And I feel like that's what people
grade
actually.
Is this?
This is middle school, so maybe like 6th or 7th grade.
What? When did Undertale come out?
It was like right when it came out. I don't remember the exact. Maybe it was like end of middle school. It was before high school for sure.
I swear I was in college when Undertale came out. Maybe I'm wrong.
That's just
hey,
not
Google,
real.
When did Undertale come out? Hold on, I'm figuring it out.
Thank you for figuring it out right now, so that way we can.
2015.
2015. Do you feel old yet? It's been almost 10 years since Undertale came out.
Entering junior year of high school, I guess.
So maybe it was my last year of
you were probably in
middle
school
school
or something.
Yeah. But she was that was probably about as cringe as it gets. So I feel like, am I wrong? I feel like that's what people mean when they say gamer derogatory. Not because they're saying like, oh, you were a messed up gamer, but because like you're the most cringy form of gamer, which is,
I think you're Sans.
There was like 4 or 5 kids lifetime in my schools that were like that, just like, and they were like super outcasts. But I knew what they were talking about and their references. It's something about New York. Everyone's like fucking pretentious and fake or whatnot. So I was like, I knew what they were talking about, but I was too keen. I was too keen on fitting in with the popular crowd for some reason. Probably because I was on all the sports teams and trying to fit in with them.
I just like the idea of hearing that, and then just like your eyes like widen and you like turn away. You start walking like, I don't want them to know that I know what they mean.
Well, some of my like closer friends also were like me, where they knew all the gaming references, but they were also like athletes. So we just like stay. It was like the athletic, quiet type, like kind of like not the A tier like popular kids, but like the B and C tier popular kids, where like you get invited to like 1 or 2 parties, maybe like the big ones, but you're not getting invited to every function. That was me. I don't even know what, like a big popular kid.
I think for me, my social in middle school is probably just like random stuff. I think in high school, in general, I kind of just was a mixed bag for sure. I just kind of talked to everybody that I really wanted to. Probably in high school, I'd say I was more up there than anything else. College, I just dropped off like the face of the earth. I was like, I'm just not going to really bother talking to these people.
I feel like you would be like a social butterfly, where it's like it'd be hard to like want to bully you because you'd just be a likable guy that people like talking to, or like,
I think I got so used to bullying early on that I would like, or before middle school, I actually had to like switch elementary schools because I'd be getting into so many fights.
Oh, damn. You would throw hands. Holy shit.
I think it started because part of it was, and this wasn't even because I wanted to use it as an excuse. I think I actually got offended. Like the first time I really got in trouble, like early on. And I think it started a lot of the going from like bullying to fighting. Was a kid made like a "your mom's ugly" joke, and then I like punched him in the face or something. I like kicked him in the stomach. Mama. That's what I said. I literally said that. And then when I went to the principal's office, my mom was there, and they were like, "This is what happened." My mom was like, "Well, he did like what do you want me to say?" Made fun of the mom. Damn right. And ever since then, like I would just get into fights, and I wouldn't really do anything. If anything, if I got in a fight, I just go to the nurse's office, and I'd be like, "I go home early. This kid punched me."
I feel like bullying was like a little bit more. It was less physical in New York and more like catty, I guess. I don't know. It was like if bullying for me was like, oh, we don't like Dan anymore, so we're not gonna invite him. Like the rich kids would go to like the water park in the summer, and I would be the only one in the friend group left out and stuff like that. Or like this one kid would basically get everyone to team up on one person, and then I was the only one that eventually was like, no, stop fucking being a dick to this kid. And then I got ostracized, and then that was like at the end of elementary school. And then I went to middle school, and I was like half bullied because I was like, I fit in with like the new kids who like didn't know me yet, but then my OG like friend group, like the mean half, the bully half, would still like pick on me because we were on like lacrosse together and stuff. But then one day this kid was like hitting me in the back of the head on the bus, and I just got up and fucking slapped him across the face, and he started crying, and everyone started clowning him, and then I never got bullied again, pretty much. But
I love that. That's your redemption, is just beating a random kid, just like
I literally like, just
bam, gone.
Listen, you know me? Do I ever get mad or like impatient? I guess impatient sometimes, but I get like frustrated and I seethe in anger. I don't get like physical or have outbursts, right?
No. You don't get violent.
This was the one time in my life I was like fucking was like, I had enough of this fucking kid. I turned around and just open hand slapped him across the face, and then he literally started sobbing in the seat.
It literally feels like in my head, it's like Grand Theft Auto, like you've gained like popularity points, like one slap and it's just like status updated, cool kid.
Well, that was like lacrosse was in the spring, and this was the spring of like 8th grade. So like the year was ending, and one of the kids that used to bully me went to a Catholic high school. Like that's where it split off, like middle school to high school. So he was gone. That kid was in like he was in what is it, like regulars, and I went into like honors classes in high school. So I basically never saw him, and I stopped playing lacrosse. So I basically never interacted with that kid again. And the other kids in my friend group were all like nice enough, you know. So like they weren't like bullies. They were just.
For me, there was only like one consistent bully, and his name was Kevin. And like,
fuck Kevin. We don't fuck.
Yeah,
Kevin.
For real. I was probably at the time, maybe I was like 5'6" or 5'8", and he must have been like 4'10". Like he was way shorter than me, but he would always pick on me. He would always pick on me, and the thing is, I wouldn't retaliate. And the way that I stopped it was one day I just got so fed up that I like picked him up, put him on the ground, and then sat on his back until a nurse came.
Yeah, he told me this.
I've told you this before. It's like the most satisfying thing ever. Like I never once punched him. I just kind of squished him until the nurse came. It was like, yeah, this kid keeps punching me, and if I get up, he's just gonna keep doing it. So I'm just waiting until you can tell him to stop.
You literally put him under your foot like a cockroach and just held him there.
And ever since then, he stopped fighting me physically. He'd just be annoying. And then I was like, hey, he knows now. He knows his place.
Dude, I like from that point on, like going into high school, I was like mostly I had been bullied, and now I was kind of like a B or C tier popular kid. So hey, I was like I was in both sides, you know. I was like in class and in like gaming stuff. Me and the losers were like this, right? Like I was one of them. I was one of the losers. Yeah. And I consider that's why I was like a closeted loser. Loser, I say. Those kids were actually super fucking cool and fun to hang out
think
with.
For me, I mean, you could argue that they're both losers, which I would accept.
I would say the popular kids were losers, yeah, because all they did was drink and smoke and fry their brains.
Well, that too. I think they're still cool for that though. +1.
Okay.
But I will say that I was mainly friends with, obviously I did a lot of band stuff, so just naturally, you spend class together, you're friends with band people. And then on the other hand, I also became pretty good friends with, at my regular school, it would be like the punk crowd. So like people who do like ska stuff. I think arguably they were cooler than the cool kids, because unlike the cool kids who just like, they go to a mall or the beach, like they would go to like underground concerts, they'd be like, doing some wild stuff.
See, that's your school ecosystem is way more complex in terms of like the types of people there are, whereas mine was more complex in the type of bullying there was, and yours was more rudimentary with physical stuff.
I like them. There's like different classes of bullies. Can you give me a better example of like archetypes of bullies?
Well, no, like the bullies were always like the meathead kind of sports guys. Like we had like this one kid who was like a lineman in football. He used to mess with me, but also we were like friends for a little bit. But then he started messing with me again in high school, and then we were like in the same math class a lot. So it was a weird relationship. The kid was like a nutcase, but like in middle school he used to like push like smaller kids around because he was just a big chubby kid. Which, funny story, my friend was cutting weight for wrestling or whatever, so he was in a really bad mood all day, and he got pushed, and he just fucking clocked him in the nose, and his nose started bleeding, and all the teachers like saw him as the victim because he got punched, but everyone was like, "You get what you fucking deserve, you rat."
All the kids were like, "Yay!"
I remember it was in the hallway that like most of my classes were, and all my teachers came out and were like, "Dan, did you see who did this?" Because I was like leaving Spanish, which was at the end of the hallway, and it happened like 15 seconds before I started walking down the hallway, and I was like, I didn't see a thing, but I knew who it was.
No,
it was like. It was my friend who was on the lacrosse team with me.
Dan ain't no snitch. Also, similarly, that's how my nose got broke, was because Kevin punched me in the nose. And so I have like a broken nose now. So he deserves everything. Anyways, keep going.
The kid that got punched, right? That summer in between 8th and 9th grade, like I was playing NHL, like must have been like 14 or 13 or something. All summer. That, Halo Reach, and like Zombies or something. I was playing it all summer with him and his other friend, and just like playing online versus, talking shit. I think at one point I was like, I had they had like your record versus like your friends or whatever.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I was
your
like
match history.
I was 62-0 against him, and he finally wins one game, and then he never shut up about it because I was like, I basically in NHL, it's like at a certain point, if you're both pretty evenly in skill, it just comes down to like luck. Like there's no like 100% way to score unless you're doing like one-timers and the goalie's super out of position. But if you play good enough defense, those like clear opportunities don't come, and you're just like trying to force shots and play good defense. So I was freaking out because it was like 1-1, and he was just all he was doing was taking shots from the top of the zone basically, and then getting they would just miss, hit the boards, go around. The other guy would get it. He would shoot immediately. So I couldn't play defense unless I blocked it. My guy got I got lucky and blocked the shot or something.
Yeah.
But he just kept taking slap shots. And then eventually he gets a rebound and just spams the shoot button. And my goal is hugging the post, but the puck goes in, and I'm like freaking out because now I'm losing with like 2 minutes left. So I pause and go into the instant replay mode and like free cam it so I can see the puck legit. Like this is like the post. The puck, This is the netting. The puck goes behind the post through the netting and counts as a goal because the guy like did a wraparound. Yes, the puck literally glitched through the net. So I'm in the instant replay and I'm freaking out. I'm like, it went through the post. Like, what the fuck? And then like for the rest of high school, he was like, it went through the post. It went through the post. And I was just like, dude, shut up. You know, you saw it same as I did. Like, you know, that was bullshit. So like I was like 62-1 against him.
I was gonna say it speaks a lot that you remembered it so vividly until you were going on. I just like the idea that you just were frame by frame remembering this one defeat. But now it makes more sense if you held over your head for such a long time. But I just love the idea that you lost once. It was like a one-time interaction, and it's just digging in the back of your head years later. You're like, I remember the game one that I lost. No.
And in an entire summer of undefeated streak, like I'm telling you, it was like 60 or 65-0. And then that one game I lose, and then he never stops talking about it the rest of my life because he was also using the 2013 Boston Bruins, who had this guy who is 6'8" or something as a hockey player, and he has the world record or the NHL record for hardest slap shot, and he would just abuse him in the game. He would just use him nonstop to score. It was fucking so annoying.
I will say there's something that you kind of, depending on the situation, you have to do. Like, I'm not saying I even ever could, but if I won a set against Mango, my bio is just gonna be beat Mango. Okay, that's it. Like, I'm better than Mango. Sorry.
That's very flattering that you think I'm the Mango of NHL. I was top 1,000 in the world, but
maybe my skill gap to Mango, because like he's still better, not by that much, but you know, maybe my skill gap to Mango is equal to your skill gap to the other guy.
Well, the thing is, I basically forged him in the fires where he played me for 60 games without winning, and then finally figured out like a cheesy strat that like could potentially win. And I probably played like 20-30 games where he would do that, but it wouldn't work. And then one game he finally just figured out like the perfect like operation of like the perfect order of operations to just have me not be able to get the fucking puck back in our zone. It's so annoying.
I wish there was a way that I could sign up for trial by fire for like all the games that I like just like match me with somebody like 10 times my rank, and let me just grind that every day until that's how you really progress. That's
you
true.
Learn something. Or well, the best way I've learned in stuff like Valorant, for instance, is I met a bunch of people playing in what they call any tubbers. It's a Valorant tournament where they pick the highest ranks are basically captains, and they have to draft lower ranked people to their team, and it's like on a point system. So you have to have like a bronze or a silver, a gold or a platinum, and then like a diamond, ascendant, like depending on the player pool and who signed up. Yeah, so when I started doing that, I was a gold player, and I had not played any like formal 5-stack Valorant or anything with like people who actually know how to play the game.
Yeah.
And I had this one captain named Yeesh, and he basically was like actually IGLing, calling strats, like legitimate like pro play stuff, doing research, like crafting lineups and like metas for us to use, like who's good at what, like what agent should we be in Valorant. And then from that point on, I was just friends with like the people I played against in the tournament, and I got added to like a Discord with all the minute. So then me being a gold started playing with like people who were diamond and like immortal, and even some people who hit radiant before. And then I just started 5-stacking with them once they made like 5-stacking with any rank. And I was holding my own, but like because I could shoot straight. But then I just like the strats and like the utility usage and stuff like that, and just like game sense needed to be worked a bit. And then basically through playing with them and them like IGLing, I learned a lot. And then after playing with them for like a year or so, I like started being like the same skill level as them, basically.
We should sign up the house for that. We should do a house at +1.
I don't even know if they do it anymore.
No,
that'd be sick. But I know the guy who ran it relinquished his responsibility to another guy who started TOing it. But I haven't gotten a notification in a while. I think the last one might have been like a couple months ago. I don't know if they're doing it again.
Well, what happened?
It's from the it's from the stands community.
Oh, I do know any tubers. I've heard a lot, but I thought that was just like I thought it was a coincidence. I thought they might have been based on the same reference. Any tubers?
The first one was Stans organized it, and he would like react to. He would watch grand finals live. And then like eventually, like after like the third one, I think he was like, "All right, I'm not doing this anymore." Or I don't know how it happened, but they were like, "It's still fun, so let's still do it." But Stan just didn't watch grand finals anymore. I was in one of them.
I hate that guy.
Oh yeah, me too.
Sorry, keep going.
I was in one of the grand finals that Stan's reacted to. There's like clips of him being like, "Oh wait, Dan Corona on the lurk. Wait, he's cooking."
New alert sounds, dude. Wait, new alert sounds. Come on, clip those.
Ancient.
Go back, Dan.
I don't even. The VOD probably doesn't exist. Maybe it does. Maybe there's some YouTube.
I'm sure Cancer someone put it up. Stan says people upload every VOD. Oh wait, fun fact! I actually one time when editing a Stans video, I did the stupidest thing ever. I went to my VODs and I deleted it and just emptied my trash bin. I wasn't thinking, and I didn't finish editing the video. And at that point, the VOD was off of Twitch, so there was no way to recover it. And I was like, "Oh no! Like, what do I do?" I messaged Cance, and I guess one of the community members literally does not even upload them, just saves it on a hard drive. And so he after like a week, he just found it and sent it to me. And my heart was racing because it was his Wish stream or whatever. So like he spent like $200 buying shit, and I'm like, no, please, please.
A high effort idea.
My life was saved that day.
Jesus, dude, imagine we have fans one day that just like save every podcast or something. Just like,
I hope not. I hope things can die. I want to return to Ash.
I don't think people like us that much.
I agree. I think I'm hateable naturally. I do legitimately think that part of my humor is that I leave some leeway in there for people to kind of be like, dude, you're such a dick though, but they know that they can say it. So I think that works.
My strat is to openly say like, oh, I'm an asshole, but I'm an asshole to the people I like the most. Like if I'm more mean to you, that means I like you more.
I think I'm a good sport. I'm a good punching bag, and I think that's all right. Like I'll take a jab or two, you'll take a jab or two, and that's fine.
I think I've gotten better at being a punching bag, because definitely when I started streaming, I was like ego maniac, sort of like still in that like high school sports athlete kind of guy.
Yeah.
But then eventually through like just absorbing others like stream, because I wasn't really in Twitch culture, but after like absorbing like more like Ludwig and Mizkif and stuff like that, like they're just like the martyrs of chat's relentless.
I mean, some of them will get some crazy. I mean, I think I'm pretty centered, and so for me, there's like an uncanny valley type curve. Not necessarily uncanny, but like the same type of idea where like very nice compliments I would just like accept. Very crazy like insults for me, it's just as funny to me. Like it doesn't register. I'm very centered. I'm like my brain isn't even considerate. Like the only way that you can actually probably get to me is if you say like just slightly like annoying things about me, and then they'd be like, man, you need to wash your face more, you pitbull boy, and I'd be like, damn it, they got me.
Just little subtle ones. Those are the ones that hurt the most. I agree. I think I've gotten way better at like comments I'll just see that are hateful and I just like brush it off. Like I've had the one example that I will always come back to is the Ludwig God Gamer Gauntlet short that I made.
That's your,
because there's so many comments
right
on that.
there.
There are so many comments on that just ripping into me about how I'm a fucking idiot, and I'm just like I said, I fucking was biting back. Like it doesn't bother me. I just fight back. But there's definitely some where it's like, okay, this has no basis. Like I'm just not like not gonna answer.
Oh yeah, the basis ones I think. Because, like, sometimes I've dealt with people, like, in person. They'll like, their strategy of bullying is just, like, I'm going to say the most outlandish thing just to catch them off guard. But my first instinct when I hear that is, like, I'll just get, like, a big smile on my face. And I think it's the best reaction, though, because immediately you can see in their eyes they're so mad that you're smiling. They're like, that's the very last thing I ever wanted from your face is for me to be entertaining for you.
They don't want any satisfaction to come out of it. They want you to feel miserable. And that's why you can't give them the reaction. That's how you stop bullying. If you're getting bullied, all you got to do is stop emitting a reaction. And then
just giggle a little bit, like, and walk away.
And then when they get all up in your face, that's when you strike them in the neck. And then you're good. And they'll never fuck with you again.
Yep. Jab to the throat. They can't breathe for a second. Just walk away. Stun them. I guess I should say, don't do that in real life. Unless warranted. Well, I guess. I don't know. Who's to say? Not legal advice.
Listen, punch them in like the side of the throat, not the front. The front can damage
you don't want to do damage.
And kill them. And the going up, like pushing the nose up, punching that can kill them. So just hit side of the neck, so they go, and then the wind's knocked out of them. Or like a classic gut punch or kidney punch. Is like that's what boxers do to take the fucking wind out of you. Or just, if you get the chance, just a classy temple punch, knock them out.
Kissing the cheek. But anyways, we're talking, one would call these actions brawling, like a bit of melee action, a bit of fighting. And I've heard that you had some melee action while I was away. And I got a text message.
What a segue.
Can you?
I was about to do the same segue. Oh. I was like, you said melee? Wait a minute. We played melee on Friday. So our good friend Connor01, the Red Bomb on Twitter, is going out of town for like a month and a half. He's doing some, I think it's like band corp trip or something like that.
It's cross country, like band stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know much about all that, but he's leaving. So on Friday we went to their house to like hang out and before he leaves, and it was super chill and laid back. Only a couple people showed up. I guess they didn't invite a lot of people, but only a couple homies showed up. We were chilling and talking for a while. We played a bit of Mario Kart and whatever, but eventually people started like filing out, getting tired, and it ended up being me, Seb, Noah, and Sick on the melee setup and on the flat screen too, because I have the converter that trains it from like the red, yellow, and white to the HDMI. So we were on the big flat screen just ripping free for all random character games, and eventually I pulled Dr. Mario, which is my main, and I fucking clutched up for the boys and destroyed Sick and his shitty character, shitty DK.
So then can you tell me, I guess I didn't check the receipts of when stuff was sent, because Sick also sent me a receipt of them with
I got it first.
So you got it first?
His was like 5 games later or something like that.
Because I think the message from Sick was like, Dan's a fake. I did it first. Dan's going to try to say that he did it first.
When I did it, he was playing DK, which is his main. When he did it, I think I rolled Pichu. So I had the one of the most dog shit characters in the game. And then, of course, like Noah can hold his own, but really only on Marth, and Seb is not good at all.
Seb's a lost cause. Seb's a lost cause.
So it was like I had Pichu. It was basically a lock. So my Dr. Mario win was more impressive, I think. On Saturday, I was out all day, so I had to edit. When I got back from Connor's on Friday, I edited a short just so I didn't have to worry about the next day. Yeah, I try to do daily shorts because apparently if you do daily shorts for like over 2 months, YouTube really likes you and favors your channel or some shit like that.
They give you a kiss on the feet. They give you a little thing in the mail.
They suck your toes.
Yep.
But I went out early on, what is it, Saturday morning, because I was getting a haircut, fresh fade. And then I went out thrifting right after that with Scarlett, David, and Haley. And because afterwards they were going to come back to our place because there was a party that night. So and at this party, it was in a neighborhood that has a lot of very wealthy houses. So basically we were in this like mansion with like an upstairs theater room that had Smash Ultimate on the TV. There was like Star Wars, like full like height statues and shit like that. And there was like sick ass guitars hanging up all the walls. This house was like sick.
That is crazy.
But after a while and after maybe one too many drinks, I was like concerned because David had work in the morning and he was like, hey, we're going to leave soon. And it was only like midnight. It was only like 11:30 or midnight or something like that. And I was like,
you say it so casually.
Right.
I sleep at 10 p.m. every day. By the time that midnight comes around at most parties, if you ever see me, I'm usually dying. I'm usually like half awake, just like walking around from person to person being like, so are you guys like tired yet?
No, dude. 2 a.m. is like the perfect time to leave a party. 2 a.m. is
I have to hold out. I have to hold out. Well, keep going. Sorry, keep going.
I'm like I concede. I'm like I don't really want to leave, but I concede. So I end up saying, all right, I'm gonna go say goodbye to everybody. I'll be right back. And I go to the very back of the house and I start working my way forward. And I'm drunk, so I'm being very friendly. Which sometimes you see me at a party and I don't know you too well and I don't talk to you. It's because I have social anxiety. But I was drunk and I was very friendly, so I started saying goodbye to everybody. I said goodbye to like Russell, who I've barely ever talked to at the function. I said goodbye to I think Morg Pie was there. I was like, goodbye, good to see you. So it was just like everyone, extra Emily. I was making my way through everybody. I finally get to the front, and Niztopia is sitting by the front door, hanging out with some people who I start saying goodbye to, and he's like, dude, you're leaving? And I'm like, yeah, David's my ride. He's got work tomorrow, and he's like, no, fuck that. You're staying. I'll drive you home. And I'm like, you sure? And he's like, yeah, I'm only taking like 2 other people home. So like I got another spot in my car. And I was like, you don't have to tell me twice. So I go back to Scarlett and David and I'm like, hey, I got a different ride. I'm gonna stay. And Seb's like, I'm just gonna go with them. I don't think I can find another ride. But Noah was like, does Niz have room in his car? And I was like, shit, I don't know. Go ask him. And he goes and asks him, and Niz is like, yeah, fuck it. We can squeeze. So Noah's like, I'm staying too. About 30 minutes later, Noah is like, Jackson's taking me home. Do you want to come with? And I'm like, maybe. Let me go talk to Niz. And Niz has moved from here on out. So I go through the party and I start saying goodbye to everybody again. I'm like, yo, I'm headed out. I'll see you later.
This would haunt me every day for years.
And I'm telling it to everybody. And some people, like my close friends, I'm like, it's a bit, like I'm saying goodbye multiple times. But other people are like, don't know it's a bit. Because I was still like, this was like.
But to be clear, I don't think it is a bit. I think you're coping and saying it's a bit. I think you did just say it a second time.
It was half a bit because it was real, but I was also being like, I'm actually leaving this time for real. You know what I mean? And then as the night went on, and Niz was like basically, I asked Niz again, and he was like, I was like, what time are you leaving? Because they're leaving now, and he's like, probably like another hour, and I was like, all right, it's not too late, because I was worried Niz was gonna be out for a long time, and then I was gonna get home at like really late. So Jackson and Noah leave, and I'm still there, and people like, what the fuck are you still doing here? And then it hits like 2 a.m. or something, and Niz is like, all right, we're gonna leave and we're gonna go to Jimmy's house to hang out for a little bit before I actually drive everyone home. So I was like, all right, that sounds good with me. Like, I'm not tired yet. It's only 2 a.m. right? I'm like sort of starting to wind down. I'm starting to wind down, but I'm still they had this slushy machine with frozen margarita. It was like slushy margarita machine. So I was sipping on that, and it was very liquory, so I was getting more
No.
drunk. I ended
You
up.
should have opened with this. That sounds like the coolest part
It
of
was
this whole
so sick.
story.
It was a
whole.
frozen-
Oh.
It was a slushy margarita machine and a slushy Jack Daniels and Coke machine, like Coca-Cola. So it
Oh.
was like it was kind of fucking dope. So I had this marg and I'm like getting super drunk. Like I'm outside on the couch talking about past relationships with like Alex, Rizz, and Julie, who like I've like never talked to that much at length.
Just
I
spilling
was
all the tea for
pretty
no
hammered.
reason.
Yeah, literally. But Rizz is like, all right, let's leave. So then I was like, all right, let me go say goodbye to everybody. And I'm like, okay, like seriously, it's the third time. I'm like, seriously, I'm leaving. See you guys later, like whatever. And we leave and we go to Jimmy's and we're hanging out outside on the back like porch, you know, and just like everyone's drinking, chilling. And then people start showing up. More people start showing up. Like Russell showed up.
No.
And Benito started showing up. Like people just started
boy
showing
Evan.
up and hanging out. And then I'm sitting there in the back porch and I'm like, shit, everyone's here now. Like basically like a 25% of the original party ended up migrating to Jimmy's to hang out for a little bit more. And Rizz at this point falls asleep on the back porch because everyone's inside being loud and Rizz is just out cold. So I'm like, shit, I'm like, the drunkenness is wearing off. My throat is like dry. I'm like, I need to like drink water or like eat something because I'm going to be like really hungover or sick or something. So I go inside and I start like drinking water and hanging out and talking to everybody. And then Rizz wakes up and he's like, all right, let's go home. And I'm like, all right, let me say goodbye to everybody. and literally Russell's like, isn't this the fourth time you've said goodbye? Get the fuck out of here. And I'm like, okay, see you later.
You clown, you absolute buffoon. You
said goodbye
bozo.
to everyone 4 times before leaving. I don't know. It was that kind of night where I was just like, I had zero social anxiety and I was just like super able to talk to everybody and it was just funny. It was like a bit and a non-bit at the same time because everyone was like, you said goodbye to me like 3 or 4 times now. Like get the like leave.
I would never be able to do that without being mortified, but I will say probably a net positive bit now that, you know, I don't think it's a bad
I think it was awesome. I think people were like probably will like recognize me more for that. I mean, not. I
feel
most
like
of the
from
people I'm
now
already
on in
friends
every
with,
party, they're probably going to be like, oh, Edition, how many times have you said goodbye to me this time?
Who knows?
Was it the one thing that they know?
Maybe they won't even remember. You know how it
Fake
be.
fans.
But yeah,
real ones remember.
I got dropped off by Rizz at like 3 a.m. And I bought banana bread at this grocery store.
Banana bread.
When I was thrifting, and that was like the perfect like recovery food to eat before I went to bed. It like really filled
Did you
my
wake
tummy.
up like dead, or did you rejuvenate?
Not really. I had the classic like morning spinnies, you know.
Okay.
But once I ate, I DoorDashed some McDonald's, ate that, and then took a dump, and I was fine. And then took a shower, and I was like perfect. I had a hockey game, so like I was able to play the hockey game. So
and you won, and now we circle back to the beginning, and we've done it. 55 minutes have passed. We've had great goofs, gaffs, laughs, and joyous experiences all around. I've been to Missouri.
Great remote episode.
Yep, the remote
We're
episode.
in fucking Missouri.
Listen, sometimes you need to do a podcast from Missouri.
All right. Well, when you come back, I'm gonna beat your ass at some sort of video game, and we'll see you in that video on Sunday. I don't remember.
Saturday, Sunday. Well, this is coming out. This is coming out Wednesday, and probably if you already yeah. Bye.
Bye. Check out the IRL video because we're doing it also remote, and it's gonna be a fun little challenge.
It's gonna be fun.